how short or how long is the leash for Santander to get back into his groove, boarding the proverbial moving train of a pennant race when he did not start this season out well. He's coming back off injury, and he is a slow starter to begin with.
Yeah, those are all questions that need to be answered, and you're probably not going to get the answers, right? You're probably not. You're just going to have to allow it to happen, or you're just going to put a halt to it. Because how much can he really heat up? How much can he really show you in 5, 6, 7, 10 games before the end of the season? Maybe enough because he's a veteran, maybe, but he's also a guy that at this point you're likely going to have DH or be a pinch hit, an option off the bench.
Right.
And Springer's DHing tonight with Clement hurt. Barger's going to hit second again, which, Schneider's been committed to him, and I think he deserves it, especially what we saw 2 nights ago. He had the big hit, and you got to hope that launches him out of this slump. But he's playing third base because Clement's hurt, right? But I think when Clement returns, with certainty we can say Clement's going to play third, Bo's going to play short, Jimenez second, Vladdy first. Barger, if he's in the lineup, if you're facing a righty, that's the guy you're going to want in right field. If you're going to have Springer DHing, which has happened, Nathan Lucas has been a really good right-handed bat for them, or left-handed bat against righties. What happens there? If I guess what I'm proposing here is with Santander, where do you find at bats for him unless you're going to put Springer in the outfield, and then I guess you're looking at Barger or Lucas coming out.
Well, exactly.
And those two have been really, really clutch for this team for a long time now.
Yeah, that's kind of goes back to that trade deadline argument, right? Of we were all talking about, okay, you want to add, but how much do you want to disrupt the chemistry and the sort of role playing, every next man up kind of mentality that kind of fueled this team, right? And those two guys have been a big part of that storyline of the depth of this team, the ability for the offense and the timely hits to come from so many different places. And so, we've seen it a lot this year already where guys get demoted who don't deserve to get demoted, guys get sat out who don't deserve to get sat out because there's no passengers on this team, right? So many guys are contributing. But that's the question Schneider's going to have to ask himself is how many at bats am I going to give Santander in lieu of a Barger or a Lucas, right? Who've done nothing but their job. Mm-hmm. And yet, hey, when you got $92.5 million tied up in a guy, of course you're going to give him at bats.
Right.
Are they going to be wasted at bats is going to be the question.
That is the question because, they and this is where John Schneider comes into play. We had Keegan on yesterday, and Keegan was talking about, 5 things he wants to see throughout the rest of September. And one of the points he made was John Schneider continuing to be himself. And what Schneider has tried to emphasize, and I think he's done a good job of this year, is, he's going to play his gut at times. He's going to stick up for what he believes is right. When he's in the moment, he's going to go with what he believes is right. That's an ownership play. Like Santander is one where the owner might sniff around and be like, well, we're paying this guy so much money. What are we doing? It's been a wasted asset for him this year. You'd think they would look at it appropriately and say, even without him, look how much money we're making because they're winning game. They're leading the AL East and they're going to the playoffs and they're selling out every single night.